Good evening. Good evening. Good afternoon, or whatever. Good morning, whatever time you're seeing this. Um, let's see here. I wanna take something off of there. Yeah, that's for that's a QR code that I had up there for anybody who wants to send in Sats for any value that they find. But this is not going to be one of those. I'm not going to. I just have some important, I think, some important information to share with you on this episode of State of Bitcoin. Um, yeah, killing Bitcoin. If we want to kill Bitcoin, there's we're primed to be able to do it if we really take our eyes off the ball, and that is not kind of just take the lackadaisical approach to just really kind of like just assume that somebody else is going to handle things and stuff. This is not a, not a, try to scare people type thing, but it is something that I think Bitcoin Mechanic has kind of laid on us to kind of get the word out to tell people what is going on in Bitcoin and that we need to help decentralize the network. And so that's what this video really is just a plan to help make that happen. So recently there has been in the Bitcoin space, there is obviously a lot of you have heard me talk about this. There's some bad actors in terms of people who want to see Bitcoin do a lot of things that it was never designed to do, like carry non-monetary digital information into the blocks and have the blocks mine those with ordinals and inscriptions and graphics and spam is what it amounts to. And that is not conducive to being able to run a node where all the information is going to be small pieces of information that are monetary in nature. It's really important to remember that Bitcoin was designed for as a peer-to-peer exchange. It was designed for a monetary medium of exchange of value for value, and as we've learned, using Bitcoin as money and using it as a store of value, there's excellent use cases, and a lot of it's being used for that right now. But the point I think that needs to be brought up is that is the big hoo-ha, or whatever you want to call it, between some of the software core developers and some of the other people in the space who are kind of keeping an eye on what happens in the core software of development on the Bitcoin software. There's not a lot of people that are there's not a lot of people that are keeping an eye on it, that are saying, hey, wait a minute, you need to be held accountable to these kind of things. And so the people that are keeping an eye on this are raising the alarm and saying, hey, there's a lot of things that are being done in the software development of Bitcoin that are not in the interests of it keeping it as a monetary network. When I say monetary network, I mean the data and all the information in it should be kind of have the guardrails up so that you don't end up having all kinds of other kinds of things that are unnecessary in there that make the blockchain humongous in size, that people running the nodes would have to have a much more expensive setup to be able to run the node. The way that we can run nodes right now is we can run them on a very simple computer at home, and you can download the blockchain in a matter of a few days. Um, well, I guess it depends on uh, how much of the blockchain you have to download. But if you had to start from the very beginning and download the blockchain, then you'd have, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 days worth of having to, go all the way back to the original Genesis block and download the blockchain from there. Um, the point being, the common sense would tell us we need to like take these um, take these things seriously that people like Bitcoin Mechanic are bringing up. Um, there's a lot of lying, and then there's a lot of posturing and ruffling of feathers and puffing out of chests and things that are happening, and that typically happens in a lot of different industries and things. But when you're talking something about where millions of people have perhaps even their whole life's worth of wealth, invested in Bitcoin, they have an interest in making sure that this is not going to be something that is just kind of just let it go. Just, somebody else will take care of it, and we'll just kind of look the other way. No, this is something that's pretty significant, and Bitcoin Mechanic is sounding the alarm for people to get off of zero and get some more people running a node. First of all, for sure, we need more people running nodes, and if you are already running a node, they want you to. He's suggesting that you run a listening node as well. Okay, so that's not just intuitive, like flip a switch. It's actually a little more to it than that, but um, it's not extremely complicated. I already did. I run a node, and I was able to get mine to become a listening node now. And a listening node means that you're just basically able to other nodes can connect to yours, so that when it comes to this consensus that happens, it actually, you're more networked with them in very layman's terms. Okay, so understand that I'm not the technical uh, guy to be explaining this, but with that, we just know that it's very important, I think, to in terms of we want to be able to protect Bitcoin and protect the network by running a node, and then running not the original Bitcoin software, but the which is core, but run Bitcoin knots, and that's KNOTS. So I'm going to show you first. I'm going to show you at first the web. I'm sorry. The slow down here. I'm going to show you mechanics, Bitcoin Mechanics. Easy for me to say. I can do all this at the same time. Very good. We're going to share the screen. We're going to show you a Bitcoin Mechanics post on X. He says, and this is his post, his public post, but the video that he released was also pretty sobering. He says here, the situation with Bitcoin development is so much worse than I can discuss publicly. People tell me things in confidence, and I have to respect that, and you'll just have to take my word for it. It's completely out of control. 391,000 views. Okay, so let me just point out here, for if you don't know Bitcoin Mechanic. He's a pretty sound and just pretty amazing guy that I've had a chance. I had a chance to meet him, but I would just say that we should not take this lightly. He I wouldn't say he's a Bitcoin developer. I would say that I think he's been kind of keeping a very close eye on the Bitcoin software code, and what's going on with that. since I think 2015 or 16, I think he said. So he's been in this for quite a while and understands some of the bad actors. He knows what their game plan is, and how they're doing things basically. And so he's encouraging us to just pay attention to run a node. To if you have already running a node, is to uh, make it a listening node. And he goes on. He goes, yeah, I realize this is a trust me, bro kind of post. The other options being, saying nothing, betraying the confidence of people who talk to him in private, or hoping people figure out via the public misbehavior of core what is happening. And option number 3 is probably very, very small number of people are figuring out what's going on with the core development of Bitcoin. So I think 100%. I want to I want to extend his signal where he's putting out videos, he's making public posts, and he's going out on a limb. And this is not an easy thing for a guy who's trying to run a company. He's not trying to pump his own bags by doing this. I fully get that. I would just say that this post right here. How much do look? I was a firefighter. Like when there's a building on fire, you don't mess around. You don't like go and oh, we'll get to it. You get to you find out where the smoke is coming from. You get the water. You put the wet stuff on the red stuff, and you take care of business, and then you can sort things out. There's not a there's not This is no small thing, and I think we need to take this seriously. So my encouragement to you, it would be to, if you're new in Bitcoin, find out how to start running a node. That would be a good thing to do. Is it the very first thing you need to do if you don't even have any Bitcoin? Well, if you don't have any Bitcoin, then you don't have any skin in the game at all. So this probably doesn't apply to you. But if you've done some homework and you understand what Bitcoin is, and you understand that is the only sound money that we have in the world, uh, more sound than anything else, then if you haven't done that homework, then it doesn't mean that much to you. But if you have done that homework and you understand what it is, and you understand that it does need to be protected, and that you want to at all costs protect something and not let bad actors kill it, and just there's a lot of people who have not been able to hack Bitcoin. There's a lot of people who have not been able to kill Bitcoin, and really the only way to really take it over and really force it to down to the ground is to do a kind of a thing similar to what I think we may be seeing the beginning of right here. And that is that you have some software core developers of Bitcoin that are acting apparently very disrespectfully and absolutely just out of control, kind of again, this is coming. I'm gonna tell you that I do not have the technical expertise to explain it like Bitcoin Mechanic does, and he does regularly. So if you haven't seen that, that is something that you might want to check out. But I would just say that this is something we need to continue to extend this signal. Okay, so moving on. How can you run a node? You can get several different ways. You can go to start9.com. You can go buy that. You can try to. Their hardware is usually out of stock, so there's a lot of people trying to buy these units. So we go right over here to the store, and they have the server 1, and they temporarily sold out, and they have the server pure, which is also temporarily sold out. Now, these are great if you can get those, and those are turnkey, very nice to have units. but you don't have to have their unit to run their software. You can go to GitHub, and you can go to Start9 OS, Start OS, and you can just get right there. And here's the Start9 on the GitHub, which is where you can go find all this open source software, and you can download this to a computer and run it on a computer that runs the Start OS. Now, you might need a little bit of help trying to get that going, and if you do, that would be something that I would go on YouTube and I would look up the Start9 uh, and look it up on YouTube, and they should be able to help. There, I know I've seen videos on there before about how to run a node and how to install the software if you don't have the Start9 hardware. They can do that. It's not hard to do that, but it will help decentralize the network. So you can get and you can run Bitcoin knots on that right there. Okay. So the second thing you can do is you don't have to use Start9 hardware. To be fair, I'm also going to show you the Umbrel hardware because I know that there's some people in some of the communities that I've frequent. There's some people who have used Umbrel as well, and so I don't use Umbrel myself, but I think it might be an option if you can't find a Start9 hardware. I've also heard people have used Umbrel and they're very happy with it. So, hats off to Umbrel as well. This may be another way to run that. Now, I also know, if you've never heard of a Raspberry Pi, I know some people who use Raspberry Pi as a computer. It's just very small. It's a cheaper computer than something like one of these. These are designed for a server in your home to run different kinds of software for like right here, storing all your files and media. You have lots of different self-hosted apps, and you can access everything from your browser. You monitor everything, all that stuff. Is both of these machines, the Start9s and the Umbrels, they offer those features. And if you run, I know I can't speak for the Umbrel software, but I'm thinking it might be the same as what I'm going to tell you. The Start9 software is you can download that and onto a Raspberry Pi or another computer of like a Mac Mini or just something else that you want to have sitting in your house for as a server. You can download that, and you can run all the different kinds of self-hosted apps and different things too. And you can also run later, if you wanted to run a Lightning node, that's something as well. But that's beyond what I'm asking you to do or to consider doing in this video. This video, I'm sounding the alarm along with Mechanic and some of the other people. Matthew Cratter's Bitcoin University the last couple of days has also had some videos on these topics, and he goes into it in a lot more clarity and I think detail than I'm able to. But I will say that this is something that is important, and if we're going to be taking over like bank level security and things like this, then we better get this right. So this is something that's I think it's worth it. I think it's worth learning. I think it's worth doing, and I would encourage you to if you haven't been able to do it yet, I think it'd be great if you could do that. Oh, I'm messing things up here. What do we got? Did I mess up my? Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and continue to move on here. Let me see if I can get myself back in the picture. All right. Well, so that's what we've got kind of tonight. I do also want to go further into a couple more things. A lot of just kind of mm, a lot of things happening today. Um, this is kind of interesting. I will share this tweet from Gary Cardone. Been seeing him a lot recently in some of the X spaces. He's yeah, this guy is interesting guy. I don't know him, but I will say that this tweet that he put up right here, very interesting. He says that 2025 and 2026 shall experience the greatest downfall, bankruptcy of companies in stock market history. There are simply too many companies who are broken, debt-ridden, woke, inefficient, and run by HR departments and weak men. Retail stocks will absolutely get wrecked here. Real estate gets crushed. Commercial real estate, let's not discuss. Big pharma, big food get hammered for betraying their customers. That's a pretty bold statement there, Gary. And I don't think he makes that statement lightly. I think he's got a lot of experience and he's looking at some things uh, that are, yeah. So far this year, he's showing here that in this tweet that he's highlighting, so far in 2025, there are 446 U.S. bankruptcy filings so far this year. Okay, um, very interesting. Do you remember what happened in 2008 and 2009? Look right here. See these first two. Uh, let's see if I can bring this up a little bit bigger. So this was the great financial crisis right here. Uh, these were year to date through July, and these were the total through the 2 years. Those are the U.S. bankruptcy filings. Okay, yeah. So why do we care about that? That is kind of underpinning what he's saying is going to happen. We have not seen anything yet. In 2025 and 2026, there is going to be a whole lot of pain being felt, and it's something that we want to definitely try to make sure we're prepared for. Um, and this is all stuff that I think is this is kind of medicine that we've been needing to hear and need to take for quite a while. Um, it's just, yeah, it's definitely something to wake up to. Okay, so let's go out here and I want to go to um, yeah, no, it's not there. It's back here. Okay, so if kind of circling back to the mechanic conversation about this thing, Max Kaiser had also he's watching the situation carefully, and this is the thing, there's a lot of people who are influence. They direct millions and billions of dollars of investments, and this is getting their attention. Okay, if it doesn't have their attention now, it's going to have their attention very soon because you don't have some of these guys like Max Kaiser and a Bitcoin mechanic, kind of like putting this on kind of the big stage for everybody to see it, unless it was something that's significant. And so, um, I was listening to Max Kaiser earlier this week, and he was saying he looks to Bitcoin Mechanic, who is this right here, and Luke Dasher, to kind of to keep an eye on things, and I would say that Max has been in Bitcoin since almost the very beginning. I think 2011, he might have, maybe even 2010. I don't remember exactly, but he's been in Bitcoin for almost since like a year or so after it started, and This is a guy who's also in his 60s, and he and Larry Lepard have been, they understand a lot of the things and know a lot of the people that you can look to and trust their opinion on something like this. So if he's saying this, if Mechanic is saying this, hey, that's good enough for me. I think, decentralizing the network and running a node is, that's not asking that much of me. Um, I want to be a smart Bitcoiner. I want to be, on the ball, doing the right things for Bitcoin, helping secure the network and protecting Bitcoin. Because if we don't protect it, um, there are bad actors who would just love to come in and just kill it. Okay. Yeah. And they'll make a lot of money doing it while they're at it. So, yeah. Do you want to do that? I would say let's do that. That's my take. That's my call to arms. That's my encouragement, and it is encouragement. I think it's absolutely imperative that we note it's not a this is not a like a, oh, shrink back, let's be fearful. Oh no, oh no, no. If you knew me, you'd know that I I'm actually, like it's a what is it? It's a cold anger, I think is what it is, because it's like you've been beat down, you've been robbed, you've been threatened, you've been called all kinds of names. Your energy's been stolen. Your money that the only money that you have in the United States to use is has been inflated and taken away from you, taxed and every other which way. It's a melting ice cube, and you're going to just sit here and just be like, I don't think I really have any desire to do anything else other than just watch Bitcoin and just see what happens. Bitcoin is not just a watch and see what happens kind of asset. It's not. It's the kind of thing that you want to like get engaged. So that's my encouragement. It's not again, it's not a fearful, it's not kind of like, oh no, what were they doing? And oh, we should be worried. And no, 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 no. No, this is a let's wake up, put a fresh pot of coffee on, let's get going here and get engaged on like what is it going to take really to protect Bitcoin? Because I'm not up for anybody trying to kill Bitcoin. Okay, that's not part of the plan. And so I'll tell you what, I'm going to do my part, and I'm just encouraging uh, my fellow Bitcoiners out there and the people who are baby boomers. If you're new to Bitcoin, doesn't matter. You can do this too. Okay. And so, I'll just keep the signal real small. That's it real right there. Um, I'm just encouraging all of us to get more knowledge, to continue to learn and understand what we need to do here. Okay. So anyway, that's what I got for you tonight. Again, it's great to be with you. This is not something that I'm always posting at night or it's right now in this season. It's a little more irregular. When it gets smoothed out, usually I'm live at Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern time. But we're going to continue to try to add more content, more videos, more things coming, including a guest. I'm going to try to. It's something I'm still working on scheduling with my younger. I will say this: she's going to be a younger host of the show as well. But that's forthcoming. It's not here yet, and I'm sorry to kind of have to say that, um, but yeah. So looking forward to more signal, more times with people, and you're going to see some other stuff too. Some video that I shoot outside of the studio, um, doing some other things. Yeah. So anyway, it's great to it's great to be with you, and I'm going to wrap this up. So anyway, uh, I hope things go well for you, and we'll see you on the next video. Have a great one. Take care.